When depression and anxiety are keeping you trapped inside your house, you can't leave, sometimes it's better to walk in circles than to sink in silence. Today, my anxiety is really bad, I can't leave the house, so I'm walking 10,000 steps in my tiny 14-foot living room, not to burn calories, but to fight back and make a small win that I can do this. Today, I want to share something different. When you're dealing with depression and anxiety, sometimes it feels impossible to even leave the house. And for a long time, I felt so trapped, stuck inside my own head and my tiny four walls. Today, I have challenged myself to walk 10,000 steps, all inside this tiny space. No gym, no park, just me and these four walls and the determination to keep moving. Okay, let's get going. So it's currently 12:45 p.m. It's taken me all morning to decide I was going to do this. So I woke up with my mood a bit low, my anxiety was high. I don't particularly know why, sometimes it just happens. And it's really hard to deal with. And normally it's a struggle getting out of bed and everything's amplified in terms of the effort it takes. Even the simplest task can be really difficult. So I'll be completely honest, this is seeming like impossible. I'm going to show you how many steps my living room is, right? Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, my living room is 5 steps wide. I will show you a clip when I'm walking, but let's get into this because I know it's going to take quite a while, but I've got all afternoon. What else am I going to do? So let's get a small win. Let's have a really small achievement today, and hopefully it builds that momentum to get me back outside tomorrow, because I love walking outside. I love being outside, but sometimes it's difficult. And when you're uncomfortable, this is the time for growth. So the easiest thing for me right now would be to slob on the sofa, hide in bed, hide from the world. But by facing it, by challenging yourself, by being present in the uncomfortable feeling, I think that's where the most growth will happen. And although I don't really feel like doing it now, I know when I'm finished I will probably feel much better. So yeah, step count is on 0, so let's get moving. I have just completed my first 1,000 steps. When I started, my mood was probably like a 5 out of 10. Now my mood is probably like a 5.5 out of 10. I'm definitely hot. I can feel my body temperature has got a bit warmer. My living room actually is 25.5 degrees. So I think what my plan of action is going to be, it took me roughly about 13 minutes, maybe like 12 minutes to do 10,000 steps. So what I'm going to do, every 10,000 steps, I'm going to take a break. So I've done 1,000. Now I took like a 5-minute break in between. And then I just got to think to myself, I've only got to do that another 9 times. I'm going to do like a countdown. Oh yeah, let me show you my living room, right? So you can see my living room ends there and it goes there. So let's do the steps, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or maybe it's 5 to 6 steps and I'll way out the window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say between 5 and 6 steps my living room length is. Now this is tiny. Let me show you how wide it is as well. So that's length. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're at the sofa. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So my living room is absolutely tiny. If I can walk 10,000 steps in my 14-foot living room, I'm sure next time I'll be able to go outside. So yeah, let me get a drink. I have just completed 2,000 steps. So I'm gonna have a break and then I just have to do this another 8 times. Oh, and let me get some water quickly. It's really hot in my flat. It's like 25.5, 26 degrees and it's very small. I think my mood is hard. I do feel better, but I still like my mood is probably still like a 5.5. Bit out of breath, bit unfit, very hot right now, but we're moving, we're doing it. And yeah, I'm gonna take a little break and then we've only got to do it another 8 more times. So we're gonna do this. I have done over 3,000 steps and I've just sat down on the sofa for like 20 minutes and I've got back up and it feels even harder before when I've started. Sometimes when you just keep going, that you've got that momentum and then you just keep going and going, but sitting down for a 20-minute break has made it harder to get up and start again. It's also pretty warm, that's why I'm in my vest top now. It's about 26 degrees in my living room and yeah, I'm not feeling motivated. Lots of racing thoughts. I'm trying to listen to some podcasts on the TV as I'm walking. I've listened to a little bit of Mel Robbins. I love Mel Robbins. She's awesome. I've actually read her book, The Let Them Theory. If you've not read it or you haven't heard of her, definitely look it up. It's such a good book. And also the podcast I've got on at the moment is Jay Shetty, and he's talking about negative thoughts. So as I'm feeling anxious, as I'm walking, trying to do something better for myself, I have got a bit of inspiration in the background. I will probably listen to some music in a bit as well. I mean, tell me what your go-to coping method is. I know some people like to exercise, maybe they like to do cooking, maybe they like reading, podcasts, music. What is your go-to coping method when you get anxious? I'd be quite interested to know, because sometimes not everything works, does it? But anyway, I'm gonna keep walking. I'm getting very hot, but we are completing this today if it's the last thing I do. So let's keep going. Hello, I have just completed 4,000 steps and I'm feeling a bit better, but I'm still under the halfway mark because I know I've got so much to do still. But rather than thinking I'm in my flat, I've got 10,000 steps to do, I'm just thinking 1,000 steps at a time. I'm not thinking about 10,000 steps at the moment. I'm just right, I've done 1,000, have some water, have a sit down. Right, let's do another 1,000. I'm just doing it in small increments. Taking small steps rather than overwhelming myself. And yeah, I'm feeling okay. I mean, I'll feel better once I'm past the halfway mark. So let's keep going. And the anxiety is sort of not as high. I'm just focusing on the walking right now. So it's keeping me distracted. So actually, it is sort of working, so let's keep going. You don't need perfect conditions to start. Whatever you've got right now, your time, energy, your mindset is enough. Start where you are, use what you've got, and take one small step forward. Progress begins with just showing up. I am now at the halfway mark. I've done 5,000 steps. It's 3:30 and I started at 12:45. I'm doing 1,000 steps at a time. So every 1,000 steps, I then get to have a little break between like 10 and 20 minutes. And I can get overwhelmed when I think too far ahead. Say if there's something you need to do, like a big challenge or a task even, if I think about the whole thing, oh, my brain just gets frazzled. So I have to break things down into like steps. So for example, I'm doing 10,000 steps in my tiny living room. I don't think about walking solidly for an hour or 2 hours doing 10,000 steps. I just think, right, let's do 1,000 steps at a time. And then once you've done 1,000 steps, right, I've just got to do this 9 more times. You know, I try to break it down and think like that. So halfway through, let's keep going, getting closer and closer to that 10,000 step mark. And I am also getting hungry, so I don't know whether I should make some food in between and then carry on afterwards. But yeah, let's keep going. I have been getting some steps done whilst I'm moving about the kitchen. I have made homemade chili with homemade chips. So I'm going to eat this and then I will resume with the steps. I'll show you my food in a second. Dinner is served. So I've got homemade chips with garlic seasoning and I've got some chili. And whilst I've been walking around the kitchen, I've managed to complete another 1,000 steps. So I've now done 6,000 steps. So I'll have my dinner and then I will have 4,000 more to do. And by this point right now, it's 4:20. So let's keep going. It's about 5:30 and I've done about, how many, 8,000 steps. I can't even concentrate right now. I am just so drained and I've just had enough. I don't want to do it anymore. I literally just feel so drained right now. But this is the point, isn't it? This is not supposed to be easy. That's why it's called a challenge. I couldn't leave the house today because of my anxiety. So I've challenged myself to have a small win and do 10,000 steps in this tiny flipping living room, which is what I'm doing. And do you know what? I'm uncomfortable. Growth happens when you're uncomfortable. I know this, but it's when you're actually present in that moment with that feeling is the difficult part. But we're going to persevere and be consistent because I know once I finish this, it'll be such an achievement. I can't believe I would have done like 10,000 steps in my living room. Because sometimes you think, oh, if you can't go out, everything's ruined, your day's ruined, you can't do your steps because you've got to do them outside. But no, you don't. We can do them in a living room. You know, I've done 8,500 steps, which means I've only got 1,500 steps left to do. Oh my God, we're nearly done. Yeah, we got to keep going. Come on, we got to do this. Let's go. Getting through uncomfortable times isn't easy, but it's part of the process. You don't have to feel motivated, you just have to keep showing up. Every time you push through, you're proving to yourself that it's possible, even when it doesn't feel like it. Good news, I have just done 9,000 steps. I can see light at the end of the tunnel. I've got 1,000 steps left to go, then I've done 10,000 steps. I did have a bit of a moment earlier, but we're persevering, we're being consistent, and we're gonna smash this. So 1,000 left to go, let's do it. Okay, so we have got 200 steps to go. Let's go. You can see how smiley I am now, I'm buzzing. No way, I done 10,000 steps. If you can see that. Oh my God, I've done 10,000 steps in my flipping living room when I really didn't want to. I am just buzzing right now. I can't believe I've done that. I literally can't believe it. I feel so good. I'm really hot, by the way. It's like 27 degrees in my... It's getting hotter the later it gets. It doesn't make sense. It's now 20 past 6. Oh, what an up and down day. I'm so happy right now. I just wanted that small win. I couldn't leave the house, but I still got it done. I never thought to walk in my flat before. Like, if I can't do 10,000 steps or if I can't go out for a walk, I don't bother. But imagine I'm out of breath right now. I'm so happy right now. I need to go and have a shower and then I'll come back in a bit. Walking in my living room today reminded me I'm not stuck, I'm just moving at my own pace, and some days are slower than others, and that's completely fine. If you're also struggling with depression or anxiety, just start where you are. You don't need to be ready, you just need to begin. Sometimes with anxiety and depression, you feel isolated, you feel alone, but just remember you're not. There are people that are here to help and support, and we will all walk through this together. If you enjoyed the video, if you found it useful, helpful, please feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment, and I will see you in the next one.